name's Sharon and my channel's Budget Crafty Mama. Over the next week or so I'm going to be working through some stuff that I've been making. I've been making sets for baby shower gifts. What the set comprises of is the baby blanket, some burp cloths. So each set's got 3 burp cloths. So these are like a little shaped burp cloth for putting over your shoulder when you're winding a baby and burping them, so you don't end up with sick all down you. They can also be used as a little bit of a discreet cover when you're breastfeeding. So they've sort of got a bit of a dual purpose. So the sets have 3 of those in them. Then they have these gorgeous little dribble bibs that are shaped like a little bandana. And again, each set's got 3 of those in them. And then each set will also have a set of 3 feed-in bibs. So these make great baby shower gifts for new mums. And then they will also have a little taggy cloth. These have got like the ribbons on for the babies to play with. And I've made some with some brighter coloured ribbons on. And this one, these have also got these little plastic clips on to clip it onto the pushchair, and a little wooden teething ring on. So over the next sort of week or so I'm going to work through how to make all of these bits and pieces, so that you can make a complete baby shower gift. Now obviously if you haven't got time to make one or just haven't got the inclination, you can always just pop over to my website budgetcraftymama.com and purchase a set off there. Or I'm going to be putting the fabric that I've been using to make these on the website. This one's pretty cute. It's got lions and hippos and elephants and crocodiles, monkeys on it. So I'm going to be popping some of this fabric on the website, or you can go over and you can buy a complete set ready-made. Right, so today we're going to be making some of the burp cloths. These are absolutely adorable. I wish I'd known about these when I had my daughter. But these are gorgeous little accessories for any new mum to have. So we'll get on with showing you how to make those. They're very simple and easy to do. So, I showed you in a previous video how to cut this template out. And if you haven't already done it, if you pop over to that video to cut your template out, you could just, if you wanted to, just do it an oblong shape. But I find them quite cute with this, with the little dip in for the shoulders. So I'm going to make it in this beautiful fairy fabric today. And to make life a little easier, I'm going to fold it in half. And then I'm just going to pop my template on the fold, making sure I'm far enough in that I'm not in the selvage edge. And then I'm just going to pin that template into place. And then I'm just going to cut around this. There's the scissors. You could use your rotary cutter if you wanted to. And then all I'm going to do with that is I'm just going to open it up. You see you've got your nice shape there. You've got your dips in for your shoulder. I'm just going to pop, again the same with this as I've done with the bibs. I'm just going to use a piece of terry toweling, and I'm just going to put it down face first. I'm not going to bother cutting this out first. So trim that bit off there because it's sticking out. And then I'm just going to pin this into place. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to go to the sewing machine and I'm going to start on one of these straight pieces. I'm going to start on one of these straight pieces and I'm going to sew all the way around, and then I'm just going to stop and I'm going to leave sort of a 2 to 3 inch gap to turn it round. So I'm just going to sort of start about here, sew all the way around and finish about there. And I'm just going to pop all that around. Now if you've got labels, I've got a few left of mine, this would be the time to pop it in. So if you've got your own like little labels that, you know, it's been handmade by you, or a business label, and I usually just pop mine into the curve on the one side there, just pop that in, and I would trim up that just there so that I can use one of those clips just to hold it in place. Right, I usually pop these on all my bibs and blankets and things like that that I'm going to be selling. So I'm just going to take this to the machine now and I'm just going to sew all the way around. Right, so that's all pinned, and I've got my label in here. If you remember, I've popped a label in. So I'm going to go nice and careful. I'm going to just start on that little line there. I'm just going to do a couple of stitches forward and then a couple of stitches back, and then I'm just going to stitch off the edge so that it makes it easier when it comes to turning, and back again. And then I'm just very slowly going to work my way around the curves and go all the way around until I come back to that second line that I marked. And remember, I've got my label in here, so I'm going nice and careful over there to make sure I catch it properly. And then I'm just going to do a nice curve. Because this is quite a big curve, you should be able to just keep going without having to stop and pivot. And I'm just coming down the last side now. Just coming down this last side. And again, I'm just going to pivot now we're on the straight again. So a few stitches down. I'm just going to back stitch a couple of stitches, forward a couple, and then I'm just going to do what I did before. I'm just going to sew off the edge just to make it easier when it comes to turning. And then I'm just going to cut my threads. Right, now I'm just going to reposition the camera and I'm going to show you what I do next. Right, so my camera died on me there. I don't know how far I'd got, but basically we're just cutting all the way around the edge with the pinking shears. You can see that. It does work much better on these curved edges if you've trim this off with the pinking shears rather than just trying to cut little wedges in. It takes forever trying to cut the wedges in, whereas as you can see with a good pair of pinking shears it's much faster. So there you go. Right, so now we've trimmed all the way around the edge. You can see I've just left a little bit extra there. We're just going to turn it the right way around through that little hole. It's quite easy to do. Pull the main body through and then the rest of it will just feed through. See? Comes through pretty easily. And then I just use a chopstick push the edges out. And you just want to work these edges out a little bit. I'm just going to turn my iron on, ready? Because we're going to need to iron it in a minute. So you can see some of the edges just need to be encouraged out a little bit. I'm just going to use my iron. So I'm just going to press that all the way round. And I usually like to just get my label and make sure I press that at the back so that when I do my top stitching, the label stays at the back. And then can you see this opening where we did those little stitches at the side? It just naturally wants to fold in on itself without too much hassle. So just hold that and then you can just press it. You see, just by doing those little stitches off the edge, it makes it want to automatically just tuck under. Right. So now we're just going to take that back to the machine and we're just going to top stitch all the way around. So I'm just going to start over here because this is the side that's open. And I'm just going to back stitch. I'm going to take a couple of stitches forward and then a couple of stitches back. And then off we go. Now as you come to the curves you want to slow down a bit, just to go around them. If you're not used to doing them, if you're used to doing them like I am, then you can go a bit faster. But if you're not used to doing curves, then you should slow down and take your time with it. Back at the beginning and I'm just going to back stitch it, and that's all there is to it. That's basically your burp cloth. Now I'm just going to trim off my my end threads because I don't want them sticking up, and then all you've got to do with that is give it a little bit of a press to make it sit nice. So as you can see, it's kind of like curling up at the moment, the top stitches, but once you give it a little bit of a press, that stitching sort of relaxes. And it sits nice and smooth. So that's basically how you make your burp cloth, and you do this the same for however many you want. I do sort of 3, so that they're in both the different sorts of patterns that are with the set. So I've done one in this pink floral. That's entirely up to you. So that's how to make the burp cloth. So I hope you enjoyed this video. If you have, please press the like button and subscribe. That would really help my channel. Thank you. Bye.